Have you ever stayed in a relationship that you know is hurting you, and yet you feel compelled to stay there? Perhaps even making excuses for the person who is causing pain, crossing your boundaries, being disrespectful, or even emotionally, verbally, or physically harmful. If you have been in this type of relationship, then you might have experienced what's called a trauma bond. Trauma bonds are very difficult to break and to leave because we actually get rewarded, surprisingly, I know, when we're in a trauma bond. Frequently, these bonds are fulfilling the attachment patterns of our childhood, and they are often linked to individuals who've had traumatic experiences in their past. Another way to think about this is when we've experienced trauma, our brain is trying to find a solution to the trauma, to find a way out. And by repeating these patterns in our present moment, we're hoping that our brain will find a different conclusion. And therefore, we stay in the pattern, hoping for a change. That also means that we forgive the person, we allow them to keep hurting us, we make up excuses or reasons for why they're hurting us, or even take on inappropriate levels of responsibility for their behaviors. That might sound a little familiar if you're a survivor of childhood trauma, because that's what a parentified child does. So how do we break these bonds? Because they are very strong, and our brain can get a lot of feel-good, juicy chemicals when we're in them. Number one is to take an inventory when you're experiencing pain in the relationship. Write down the experience that has occurred, and then check in on your own thought processes. Are you rationalizing for this person? Are you making up reasons or excuses as to why they behaved the way they did? Are you blaming yourself or shaming yourself for their behaviors? The reason this is really helpful is our brain loves to spin stories that are tied to trauma, and when we write it down, facts are facts. It's much harder to ignore the very real data when we put it on paper. Number two, having self-compassion. Recognizing that this is a child part of us, a young part or a wounded part that is engaging in this behavior, trying to find a way out of a helpless, hopeless, or impossible situation and to find love. You are the one who has the power to give yourself that love. On our YouTube channel, I highly recommend checking out a specific video that focuses on identifying cyclical maladaptive patterns. That's a fancy way of saying, what are the attachment patterns from our past that are guiding our behavior today? And we also have a healthy relationships playlist that is all about you and how you can empower yourself to create, build, and cultivate the version of relationships you want to have in your life, and be in a self-empowered space while you do so.